All right, there's several of you here. All right, I'm gonna get started because I don't want to keep you all night. I don't know if I can make this ring in the time we have this evening, but I'm gonna try because I'm trying to get super organized to do this tonight. So we are making this ring tonight. Or a reasonable facsimile of it. This is the one that I call Making Waves. It's a pretty little clamshell shaped ring. Hey Judy, hey Leslie. And this ring uses a couple of my favorite things. One is, what do you call it? Opals, because opals are super reflective and pretty. And it also uses another one of my favorite things, which is color changing iridescent powder. And so it just catches the light in a lot of really pretty ways. Another thing I like about it is check this out. It stacks, y'all. And I like a nice wide ring. So if you like nice wide rings, you can stack these. And guess what? It's best friend day. So wouldn't it be cool for you and your best friend to have one of these? I think it's cool. So I can fill this with a lot of things, but tonight I'm going to use pretty much the same mix that I used on this one, the same mix color of opals. And also, this ring is on sale this week. Since this is our featured ring this week, I put it on sale on the website for the next few days. So if you like what you see by the end of the video and you want to grab it, then it's on sale on the website. And I think there's a link on the website there too. Okay, so let's get started. And I've got to suit up. Put on my gloves so that I don't get glue all over me. Put on a mask because I don't want to breathe the dust and stuff that's going to be kicked up from the sanding. And can you all hear me, by the way? I hope you can hear me. If not, let me know and I'll turn the volume up. And aren't these fashionable? These serve two purposes. They protect my eyes, and they also are highly magnified so that I can get up really close and see what I'm doing. So this is my lathe. I know you can't see the whole lathe right now, but and in the lathe is a special mandrel called a ring mandrel. Go figure. And so we secure the ring to that. Make sure that's all nice and tight and it's not going anywhere. And I wanted to show you how some of these materials come to me. I guess I can take that down for a minute. So the opals come to me in this little teeny tiny jar, and that's what they look like. They look really small, right? Well, I have to crush them up even finer than that so that they will fit in this tiny little like 1.5, 2 millimeter channel. So I crush them up to where they look like that, and I put them through a strainer, and I save the dust from them because that will become part of the filler. And that is some of the dust from the opals that I've mixed with a little bit of iridescent colorful powder. So that's going to be our base. All right. Now this gets a little messy. Let's see what I can do here. I'm going to put a tray under here because I catch all the leftover powder and stones and reuse them and so on and so forth. So what I'm using here is a super thin glue. It's a special kind of glue. It's called CA. I don't remember what that stands for. But if you have ever had an inlay ring or something where your stones are set inside of a ring, it's likely been set with CA. It's very strong, like jewelry grade, and in the end it's very shiny, it's very durable. So we're going to start by kind of flooding this ring channel with this very thin CA. And if you have questions as we're going along, go ahead and ask me. Okay, I can see y'all. Hey, sis. Hey, Tracy. All right. Now comes the fun part. So we need a base because I don't want to just put the stones right onto the metal. We need a little base to build up some color, give it a color base so that those stones will stand out. And by the way, this ring blank that I'm using is made of titanium. It's super durable, super lightweight. So now I'm just gonna kind of stuff that base down in there. Make sure the channel is covered. This is a very specialized tool, by the way. This is called a wooden skewer. Bet you didn't know it could be so complicated. Tell you what. All right, so now I've kind of got that powder in there. So now I'm going to flood the channel again with this thin CA, and what that's going to do is set that powder in there so that we're ready for the next step. I hope you can see what I'm doing. My setup is a little wonky here, but I think you can see. All right, I'm just kind of spinning this so that the glue doesn't glob up in one place. That's a technical term, glob up. All right, now we're going to take our teeny weeny little opal pieces. We're going to sprinkle them in the channel on top of that nice pretty base that we made. And you'll probably see in a few minutes why it is that I save these tiny pieces. All right, here's another technical tool used in ring making. It's called tweezers. And did you know that you can use the other side of the tweezers rather than the business side? Here's how you do it. You smash those opals in there and make sure they're secure in the channel. Smash away. And what I'm doing is trying to fill any tiny little voids, which I may have to do again after the sanding process, but that's okay. Here's what I've collected. Here's what I'm going to save. Save this in our little cup. All right. Looks kind of like a hot mess, doesn't it? It's going to look even hotter. It's going to look like a hot mess even more in a few minutes. All right, again, another layer of the CA. I don't know if you can see how those opals start to sparkle and shine when they get wet with this glue. All right, I'm going to spin it for a minute. And now, usually this takes, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes for the glue to dry and get ready for the next step. But I have a little secret weapon, which is called CA Accelerator. I'm going to spray a tiny bit on there so that this will dry sooner and I can sand it pretty much right away. Doesn't take much. All right, just to be sure, I'm gonna let that set for a couple of minutes. This would be a good time for any questions. Can you see precisely what you do? Oh, yeah. Oh, good, thanks, sis. All right, I'm glad you can see it. Oh, you like the colors? Yeah. Purples, greens, a little bit of berry red in here. And we're not done yet. Let's see here if it's dry. Yep. All right. Now, another thing I like about this is I don't have to hand sand everything. I use my Dremel with a really, we start out with a really rough sanding drum. And what this is going to do, you're going to croak because you're going to think I'm ruining the ring. It's not. What you do is you build up the base and then you sand it back down. So what this is going to do is our initial sanding is going to take these stones and we're going to make it flush with the sides of the ring here. This is going to get noisy, so you might need to adjust your sound. Now, if you can see that, it's still kind of rough looking. That's all right, it's supposed to be. All I wanted to do was knock that stuff down flat. Now what I'm going to do is take a sharp knife, an 11-blade knife, and I'm going to go through here, and there will inevitably be little voids. So I'm going to see all the little voids and just kind of pick them out in case there's any powder that got in them, because that could cause like a bubble or a void when we go to fill this in. All right, there's some there. It's always interesting working with natural materials because they behave differently every time. That's what also makes the pieces unique. All right, so I've got all the little voids picked out. And so now what we need to do is fill those little voids. So I could fill them with some more of the dust. Still have some dust left. What I think I'll do is put some of this chameleon powder in, and it's color shifting, and it will just give it some nice little highlights. So in fact, what I think I'll do is mix a tiny bit in with the rest of that pigment powder. So then this ends up being color shifting iridescent powder, tiny bit of purplish pigment powder, and crushed stone, our crushed opal. All right. So now we're ready to flood the surface again with our thin CA. Once we've got that all saturated, try to keep it moving so that it doesn't clump up. Then we're going to sprinkle our filler, hopefully in all those voids. Okay. I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper and gently press on that to make as much of the powder filler stick as possible. Have a little bit to save. Not much, we're getting close. And then, oh, look at that sparkle. Can you see that? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be gorgeous. Then one more time with our thin set. Ooh, doesn't take much. I'm gonna keep this moving so that it doesn't clump up, and we're gonna use some more accelerator to get the glue to dry super fast. That's all it takes. I'm gonna turn this on for a second. And what that does is just get the glue to dry even faster. So now I'll give it about another minute or so. Really, I just wanted to breathe. All right, what's happening? There's Val. Hey, Val. Hey, Judy. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Deb. Welcome. I know I've missed some comments. I'm sorry. I can't see them on my tablet over here like I thought I could. But I will do my best to reply to you when I get done with this. Oh, Tim. Hey, Tim. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, looks good. See, if I sand it before it's ready, like before the glue has dried, then it kind of makes everything muddy. So that's why I said I'm not rushing through this tonight, but I'm doing it a little faster than normal because I don't want it to be like paint drying for you, right? I want you to be able to see the process. We're about halfway done, if everything else goes right. All right, let's get the old Dremel out again. Power tools, gotta love them. All right, now we're gonna sand this down again. I wonder if I should, you know what? I'm gonna try a lesser grade to begin with. I may have to go back to the really rough grade, but we're gonna try some 120 grit sandpaper. We're going to go through several grits of sandpaper. So we're gonna start rough and work down to thin. So this might be noisy, sorry. If you could see the powder flipping back at me from my end, you'd know why I'm wearing this. Ooh, I was sanding a ring the other day that had crushed glass in it, and I was protected like this, but I was wearing short sleeves, and little shards of glass came back and got me. But, you know, it's all part of the process. All right, so this sandpaper is doing a pretty good job. So what we're trying to do, again, is take this all back down flush with the sides, flush with the metal. So I want the metal to show, and I want the filler to be level with that. Then comes the fun part, but we got some work to do first. So here we go again with the sanding. Let's see what we have. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's mostly there. I think I want to give it a little extra treatment right there. We're gonna knock it down just a little bit more before we move on to the next grit of sandpaper. Hello, Irene, my friend. Okay, good. Now, we're going to get progressively smaller grit with the sandpaper. So this is 180, and this is the point where I start using a little bit of water, some wet sanding, just so that it doesn't get too hot. Because again, if the combination of the CA, the adhesive, gets too hot, and the opals too, because opals are fairly soft, then it will discolor and turn kind of muddy. We don't want that. So I'm going to keep it going here with some wet sanding. Water bottle. And every once in a while, I'll turn it off, check our progress, see how we're going. Now, see the black spots on there? Those are minute metal particles, which is just fine. It's actually supposed to be that way. And with metals like titanium, stainless steel, tungsten carbide, the heavier, well, the denser metals like that, not going to hurt them at all. In fact, this titanium, it won't even scratch. It may scratch a tiny bit, but it really doesn't even scratch. So what you're seeing on there are minute particles of the metal, but it's fine. It's going to help polish it, which you'll see in a little bit. All right, here we go again, wet sanding. All right, as we go to finer and finer sanding, what that's doing is making the little ridges in here. They're really microscopic almost ridges in here. It's refining them. It's taking down minute little particles of the material. And once I get it to where I don't see any striations in the center, in the fill material, then we get to start polishing, but we're not there yet. So that was 120. Now we're going to go to 600, again wet sanding. And this is finer. This is a finer sandpaper. So it's going to refine this finish even more. Okay. I kind of doubt if y'all can see the difference. I wish I could zoom in, but hey, Sonia, thanks for tuning in, my friend. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit more with this 600 grit. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, looking good. All right, let's move on to, let's move on to 1000 grit. It doesn't look a lot different than the 600. Was that 600 or 8? Than the 600, but it's a little bit smoother, so it's going to smooth this out a little bit more. Tell you what, you all are bringing me good luck tonight. We are just rolling along here like nobody's business. I hardly ever get this lucky. There's usually some weird thing that happens. Okay. Again, I wish you could see it like from 6 inches like I am. You can really see the progress. This is also why I wear gloves. I probably sanded that at some point. Better the glove than my finger, huh? Hey, Cynthia. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. All right, that was 1,000. Now let's go to 1,500. And again, looks pretty much the same, right? Looks the same as the other. But it's smooth. Smooth equals smooth. All right, let's do it again. We're looking. Okay. Can you already see the light dancing off the opals? So pretty. So pretty. Okay. I think it's time to polish. So, in order to bring up a real high shine, like is on this one. See how shiny that is? That's what this one's going to look like. I have a 3-step polishing system. Step 1 is a rough, it's called rough. It's not really rough. I mean, it kind of is, but teeny tiny little scrubbies in there. Gonna refine this finish even more. I'll probably end up splattering this on the screen. Let's see what happens. See how black it's turning? Still getting, you know, a few little metal particles on there, and that's fine. That shined it up even more. I think I'm going to go through one more round with the rough. Yes, Deb, you can use too much water for wet sanding, and it can affect the appearance. I find that if I use too much water for the rougher grits, that's when I have problems. So I've had to learn to fine tune when I use the water. I start using water at about 180 grit, and I haven't had any problems since then. But yeah, it's, in my opinion, in my experience, it's possible to use too much water. how we're looking. Oh, getting excited. Deb, are you in, you're welcome. Are you in one of the, let's see, are you in either the Patrick Adair's Maker group or the, what's the other one, the Ring Makers group? I've learned so much from those people in there. They're all so helpful and willing to help. Okay, we have completed our rough phase of polish. Now we're going to go to medium. Here we go. You're in both. Okay, good, cool. Thanks, Irene. Shiny. You know I like shiny things. Looking good. It looks like you could wear it right now, right? It looks nice and shiny. But if I were to take this off and put it under my really magnified light magnifier, I could still see little imperfections, and that drives me insane. My work doesn't go out if it looks like that. So now we're ready for the mirror finish, the icing on the cake. That's what I should call this, icing. We're ready for the icing step. Couple of passes of this and we'll be all gorgeous. It's getting less black on the paper towel. I forgot to tell you about this other fancy tool called paper towel. Remember that, paper towel. Shiny equals purty. That's right, Cynthia. We like our shiny stuff, don't we? You and your shiny, beautiful stained glass. All of you watching, find Stained Glass Couture. Stained Glass Couture on Facebook. That is my friend and fellow artist, Cynthia Robertson. She makes the most beautiful and unique stained glass dresses you've ever seen in your life. I mean, I had never seen anything like them. She's in our gallery. She's in Gallery 1. And she makes beautiful stained glass dresses. So, I mean, there you go. And who, oh, Sonia, okay, go to, Sonia, what is your, Sonia, you have an Instagram. Is it Silver Chato? Go to Instagram. It may be on Facebook too. Silver Chato, SilverChado. I hope, Sonia, you're still in here so you can tell me. Sonia is another one of my very talented artist friends, and she does incredible fiber art. She does incredible things. So look for Sonia V. Horn and or Silver Chato art on Facebook and on Instagram. All right, I'm gonna give this one last little polish with some icing on the cake, and then I'll take this off and show you what it looks like. I'm just finishing it off with a little microfiber cloth here. And we are done. Let me take this off, polish it up a little bit so that you can see the finished product. Here's the one we just did. Here's its twin. I put a little bit more white in its twin, but look at them side by side. Aren't they pretty? Love them. What do you think? Yes, we do. Perfect. Thanks, Cynthia. Thanks, Johnny. Johnny, my friend Johnny Martin, is quite a crafts person as well. He does carving and leather work and something with stone, I think. I don't remember now what all, but love my artist friends. All right, so now this ring is made to order. And I think that there is a link. Does somebody see a link on this presentation? There's a link to it. Thanks, Deb. That means a lot coming from you. Thank you. I think there's a link to the website if you want to take a look at this ring, if you want to order it. It will be at a reduced price for the next week or so. But I mean, I will be offering it because I have the recipe. I have the secret sauce, and I can make this ring anytime. And I also like this design enough, the ring design, the clamshell design, that I'll put some different colors in it too. I saw somebody do a ring the other day with this titanium. Actually, it was this very clamshell ring, and they used white opal in it. Oh my goodness, it was incredible. So, and if you want me to make a ring like this with certain colors for you, just let me know. It can be done. I can use, you can really use just about anything in a ring blank. And I have a really fun one coming up this week because I was looking at a particular thing and thought, I wonder if I could put that in a ring blank. And I did. So you'll see that coming up. All right, y'all, these are the rings. Feel free to stick around, ask me any questions if you want. It's 7:44. I can't believe this has never happened. I've never done a ring in 44 minutes. Oh, Johnny, flint napping. Yeah, I knew there was something about the arrowheads. Make arrowheads with glass or flint. Cool. Yeah, I remember that now. Yep, because that was one of the first things I saw of yours was the arrowheads. I saw them in person. All right. If I haven't answered your questions, I apologize because the chat was going kind of fast while I was working. So if I haven't answered you, I will go back in the chat and answer you. Feel free to message me anytime. Yes, Irene, this video will be available for review after the live presentation. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I'll figure it out. So that's it. Thank you all so much. And please, I'm trying to build this channel, build my business Facebook page. So if you have ideas that you would like for me to do live videos of, by all means, let me know. You know, I do wire wrapped jewelry, earrings, rings, purses, these inlay rings, necklaces, chains, bracelets, whatever. And if you've got a special request or something that you want to see me make, please let me know. I'll be glad to do it because I want to start doing these lives. I'm aiming for once a week. That seems a little bit daunting right now, but I think it'll be fun because I assume that people know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, here's a pair of earrings. You know, everybody knows how they're made. Well, they don't. And it's fun for me to show and teach and engage with you all. And I just appreciate all your support. Appreciate you watching. So I think that's it for now. Thank you so much, my friends. And I will see you soon. Bye.